Mojang didn't want the Warden to have any loot, but I didn't care, so I made it drop some awesome overpowered items that have really cool abilities, and you can download the data pack yourself in the description below. But before you take a crack at it yourself, you're probably going to want to know how these items actually work, so in order to get them, first we'll have to kill a Warden. Now I did actually record footage of myself fighting the Warden, but as it turns out, the best strategy is to just make a floating platform and hit him from a distance, so we're not going to bear witness to that entire quote-unquote boss fight. Instead, we're in a super flat world where I can easily summon the Warden, who's frozen in place, and just kill him with a few swipes of my sword. Now the Warden has dropped something, the Warden Ears. This is a really cool item in its own right, but before I show you them in action, you've probably noticed that all of my tools have been covered in Sculk. That's because they've become Sculk Infested. If you don't know, Sculk is the new material found in the Deep Dark that absorbs all nearby experience points and uses it to spread itself and infect nearby blocks. Similarly, all experience I collect is absorbed by my Sculk Infested items, so I perpetually have 0 experience levels. Having no XP doesn't exactly sound like something OP loot would do, but if you take a look at my health bar, I actually have 2 extra hearts. That's right, although the Sculk absorbs my experience points, it does make me stronger and gives me more hearts, and the more experience it absorbs, the more hearts I gain. I'll actually use this command block to give myself 24 levels, and you can see the Sculk bubbles popping all over my body, and hear the sound of the Sculk charging up. Now we've absorbed all of the experience, and we have the maximum number of additional hearts. 3 rows of health, which is 30 hearts, or 60 hit points. And as long as I have a single Sculk Infested item in my inventory, those hearts will stay. But if I break my Sculk Infested tools, or I put them away in a chest, my hearts go away, and I slowly regain all of that XP I lost. That's mostly all there is to say on the Sculk Infested items, so let's turn our attention over to the Warden Ears. Hold the phone. Why do you keep calling these things ears? Those don't look like ears to me. You should have called them the Warden Horns. Well, that was what I was going to call them at first, but after looking through some of the Warden concept art, it's pretty obvious that Mojang thinks these are ears, which I guess kind of makes sense, since being blind and hearing things is kind of the whole point of this mob, and charging at you with horns is more of a goats thing. Speaking of goats and their horns, you should check out the most recent version of my customizable horns data pack that allows you to craft horns that can play custom music. Anyways, back to the matter at hand. Let's see what happens when we put these Warden horns, ears on our head. And not much, honestly. Other than the fact that I look hilarious, or cool, you know, it's subjective, nothing's really happened. But if we crouch down for 3 seconds, then we gain the soul of the Warden. Our vision is now pretty limited, but our hearing is seriously enhanced, and whenever something walks, we can sense it. It actually reveals to us that this whole time there were a couple of mobs hiding underground. This pig over here is now free to escape, and it looks like there's not 1 but 2 chickens buried over here. You guys are free to go. That in itself is pretty cool, but that's not all. In order to demonstrate this other ability, we're gonna need more than pigs. So let's summon some husks in here. Just like the pig and the chicken, I can see them from a distance as long as they're walking. And if one of them damages me, I get aggravated. You'll actually get extra strength and extra speed, emulating the same aggravation that the Warden actually exerts when you fight him. Combining all this with our Sculk Infestation, we become a rather unstoppable killing machine that can both deal and survive crazy amounts of damage. To balance these items, they of course have limited uses. The soul of the Warden only lasts 10 minutes and can only be used 5 times. And of course, Sculk Infested items will eventually break unless you choose to repair them. So there we have it. Now the Warden is actually worth going out to hunt. Craft up some torches, spelunk to the deepest, darkest depths of your world, and go find yourself an infestation and some ears. Once again, the download is in the description of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.